Now we're at 30 to 21 and we're really getting into some top-notch games here. So I reckon there's some great family games, there's a cooperative game in there, campaign game, some really top-notch stuff. So let's get into the list. The Isle of Cats is a vibrant tile-laying and drafting game where you're on a rescue mission trying to save as many cats as possible before Lord Vesh arrives. You'll be drafting polyomino-shaped cat tiles, befriending the mystical Oshak cats, and completing ancient lesson cards to tailor your strategy. Each cat tile belongs to a family, and keeping those together gives you those bonus points as you puzzle out how best to fill your boat. The combination of rescuing, discovering treasures, and studying lessons gives each game that satisfying texture and real replayability. The Isle of Cats is probably the most perfect family game out there. Now, firstly, the theme. I love the idea of this Lord Vesh, this evil Lord Vesh coming in and taking over this cat island, and you're trying to rescue those cats. Love that as a theme. Family loves that. Next up, it's those polyomino tiles. Putting them on your board, moving around, trying to make them fit. Everyone can get that. Everyone can get on board. And the fact it's got a family mode that simplifies it even more if you've got younger kids. It's just perfection for a family game. Namiji is a standalone game set in the Tokaido universe, where players will take on fishing boats along the Japanese coast, exploring marine life, offering sacred offerings, and enjoying panoramic views. As you move along a linear route, you'll stop at docks, fish with line or net, haul crustaceans, equip upgrades, and make strategic choices of where to go and what to collect. The 5 main scoring systems mean there are many paths to earning points. The beautiful artwork, serene pacing, and sense of discovery makes Namiji feel like a peaceful voyage each and every time. Now, Tokaido was truly one of my favourite board games, but it got replaced when Namiji came out. There's just a little bit more going on here, and I really just appreciate that. But to be honest, everything in the Tokaido universe is great. The original Tokaido, Tokaido Duo, and Namiji. So it doesn't really matter. But if you love these serene, almost peaceful games, you don't even have to overthink this game. This is, again, another perfect family game where you're just moving along. Pretty much everything's a winner. It doesn't really matter what you do. Just enjoy the journey. Just enjoy how beautiful and simplistic this Namiji is. Ruins of Arnak blends deck building with worker placement in an Indiana Jones style adventure of exploration and discovery. Players will send explorers to gather resources, uncover lost temples, and battle ancient guardians while building up a deck of tools and artifacts to power their strategies. The dual engine of card play and worker placement offers endless tactical choices, and the escalating costs of exploration makes timing essential. The board itself evolves as you reveal new sites, creating fresh challenges and opportunities each game. With stunning artwork and a strong sense of adventure, Arnak captures the thrill of discovery on every play. So, spoiler alert, I'm old, and because I'm old, well, I grew up with Indiana Jones, and that whole thought of going out exploring and risking it all to find that treasure, well, that is appealing to me. And that's why Ruins of Arnak is just such a brilliant game. Now, this game wasn't in my top 50 last year, and to be honest, that is an absolute shame because the game is brilliant. A lot of people love it, and if you just love adventure and you love deck building, all of that fun stuff, well, go check out a bit of Arnak goodness. Now, I think there's a whole bunch of expansions. I think there's big boxes now for this, but you don't need all that. Just play the base game and you're gonna absolutely love it. Lands of Galzyr is an adventure story game set in the animal folk world of Dimyria, where you'll roam freely, take on quests, grow your character, and choices matter. You engage in branching storylines, meeting NPCs, upgrading gear, and there's both solo and multiplayer modes with continuity across sessions. The exploration and the character progression shines through. Each play feels like entering a beloved fantasy novel. Now hear me out, I think campaign games are better than books. Now, it's a big call, but look, there's a lot of similarities where there's a story, and I'm really going to get into the story, and there's some great character development and all that good stuff. The difference is with these campaign games, I'm driving that narrative. I'm moving my character around to different locations, and that's going to trigger different storylines, and everything I'm doing is because of me. I love that, and to be honest, Ruins of Galzyr is one of the better ones out there. Now, what makes this really good is it's probably the most family-friendly campaign game I have out there, because really things like ISS Vanguard, I'm never going to pull that out with the kids, whereas this, I 100% will pull it out with the kids, and we can just enjoy that story together. It's just great for those sort of things. Not hard, pretty easy to pick up and put down, but the family will love it. Welcome to the most famed geisha street in the old capital, Hanamikoji. In this elegant two-player game, you'll compete for the favour of 7 illustrious geishas by offering them their preferred performance items. Each round is a battle of wits as you carefully speculate on your opponent's intentions while deciding when to reveal, reserve, or gift your cards. Hanamikoji's blend of graceful theme and razor-sharp gameplay makes it one of the most beloved small box strategy games out there. Two-player dueling games, that's what you're doing. You're going back and forth over 7 different geishas, and you only have those 4 actions. Now, those actions don't change between round to round, game to game. You've got those 4 actions. The only thing that changes is the order you're going to play those 4 actions in and the cards that you have in your hand. It is an absolute masterpiece of design, and it is so tense. And the battles are incredible, normally coming down to 1 or 2 points to try and win those geishas. So close. And look, I will scream this from the rooftops. This is one of the best 2-player card games just ever invented. Now, there is a newer version of this with updated artwork, and I think it added in some expansion material. Anyway, I've got the old one. I love it. I'm not going to change it. I don't need the new one. Old sometimes is better. Like me, I'm old. I'm better, I think. Dungeon Legends is a cooperative card-based dungeon crawl in the world of Chronicles of Avel. Over a 5-chapter campaign, you and your fellow heroes will venture deep into the dark dungeon, face monsters, explore dangers, and defend a castle from advancing threats. The game's replayability comes alive through its campaign structure and evolving challenges. It brings together heroic themes, strategic cooperation, and adventure that builds up over multiple sessions. Now, normally I'm not really into cooperative games. Now, I like games like Spirit Island, and there's a few others I enjoy, but for the most part, cooperative games and me, it's been a bit of a love-hate relationship. This year in particular, things have kind of changed, and there's 2 games high up in my top 50 that are cooperative games that were not there last year. And the first of them is this Dungeon Legends. Now, this is the Chronicles of Avel universe, and really that's what you're doing. You're trying to protect the castle from these monsters coming in through the dungeon, and it just looks beautiful on the table. The colors and the vibrancy in the art is outstanding. The actual cards themselves have this like glossy metallic look. They look beautiful. Everything about the production is just stunning. Now, the only thing I would say is I wish I had more than just the 5 campaigns, but the fact is they're all just replayable and the game's still great and I still love it. So there we go, Dungeon Legends. At number 24, Iki, a game of Edo artisan, sets us in the Edo period in Japan in the market district of Nihonbashi. We will act as Edoko artisans and merchants, striving to build reputation, hire craftsmen, and leave your mark on the city. In this game, you'll draft artisan cards, construct buildings, balance resource collection and fire management, but also balancing our life philosophy, Iki. It's a layered Euro with a strong theme, beautiful artwork, and multiple paths to scoring that feel deeply thematic and satisfying. Now, ever since I got Iki, it has been one of my favourite Euros. I don't know if it is the artwork or what it is, but I'm very attracted to this game and I just want to play this regularly. Now, that whole fire thing really threw me off right at the start when I got this game. And I'm like, where does this fit in? Till I researched and realized, yeah, all these buildings are like rice paper and wood and things like that. So back in the day, there was a lot of fires, and that was a big part of this market district. So very thematic, beautiful Euro, and just one of my favorite games in my collection. Marvel Dice Throne brings the fast, flashy dice battling system to the Marvel universe. Each hero has a unique powers and abilities where you'll roll dice to trigger attacks, defenses, and special moves, then manage your hero board to amplify combos and adapt to your opponent's strategy. The character variety in this game is big, with 8 characters in the big box, so every match can feel wildly different depending on hero matchups. It's theatrical, exciting, thematic, and delivers those comic book feel-good moments every time you swing the dice. Now, Marvel Dice Throne is certainly gone up in my books this year. I think last year was around number 50, this year in the mid-20s, because I am absolutely loving this. The more I play and the more I understand the characters, the more I appreciate what this is. Now, at its heart, this is Yahtzee on steroids, and the system of this Yahtzee-esque style has been fine-tuned over multiple different dice thrones, and just adding the Marvel characters on top of that has really just taken this to the next level for me, because realistically, I wouldn't have even looked at this game unless it was Marvel themed. So now, look, I'm hooked in the system, so now I want to go back and have a look at some of the other boxes. Yeah, Dice Throne, take my money. Flamme Rouge is a bicycle racing game where you will manage a team of 2 riders, a sprinter and a rouleur, each with their own deck of movement cards. Each turn, you will choose the cards for both riders, strive to draft behind others for slipstream bonus, manage fatigue, and time your final sprint to cross the finish first. The mechanics are intuitive but full of tension as you jockey for position. The rush of overtaking, the energy of the race, and the tight balance between risk and reward make it engaging from start to finish. Oh, Flamme Rouge. It's been in my top 50, my top 20 for just year after year after year. I really, really dig this game. Now, the follow-up Heat I've got in my collection, I enjoy. I just don't enjoy as much as Flummy Boy right here. This is just an absolute mainstay in my collection, and the reason for that is because when I play it, I make full-on campaigns, and I've got this system where I carry them over from one race to the other, and it's going to carry fatigue into that next race, and I have a whole series, and it's this whole thing I love, and I play it solo and all these sort of things like that. Like, this game wasn't even supposed to be played solo, but I love it like that, and it's just such a good game, and it means a lot to me. So, oh, Flummy Boy, still sticking around, still a brilliant game. At number 21, we have Anachrony, which is a heavy thematic Euro game blending worker placement, engine building, and time travel. In this game, you'll send workers into the future to borrow resources, build structures and mechs, and then repay those resources later. You'll also have leader paths, asymmetric player powers, and plenty of strategy in balancing that resource management, timing, and your obligations from your future self. This post-apocalyptic sci-fi setting, the mech minis, and the way all the systems interlock give Anachrony a rich, immersive feel. It's a game that makes each play feel epic. Now, even though I'm not playing as many heavy strategic games anymore, Anachrony stays in this list because it's mechanically perfect. It's one of the best, most well-designed games that I have ever played. It's one of the most well-designed games in my collection right now, and David Turczi has done an incredible job here. While the solo mode is obviously the standout, there's so much to this game, and that sci-fi setting, everything about it is just spot on from start to finish. So if you're into those heavier games, really try and track down Anachrony. It's so worth your time to play. So there we go. That's my next lot of 10 games done. We've got 20 left to go. Now, if you're enjoying this series, please let me know by a comment below, because every comment's going to help this video get out to more and more people, and hopefully everyone is enjoying this series. Anyway, that's all I've got. Till next time, I'm Hogs. This is a Bangers Project. Laters.